Shalom and welcome to 2 Minutes of Torah. This year is entitled Daf Yomi Yevamot Amud Aleph. Gemara talks about halacha, which is actually pretty well known. It's because of this Gemara that it's well known that a chas v'shalom, a Jewish man, marries a Gentile. Marries, of course, it's not literal. Halachically, it's not a kedushin, but he's with a Gentile. And they have a child, so the Gemara here says that it's not considered a child, as opposed to a Gentile man is with a Jewish woman, the child is considered a Jew. So that is a pretty well-known halacha, and the Gemara in Yevamot Aleph states it. That's where we know it from, based on the psukim and the learning of the analysis of the psukim. The Rambam in Issurai Biah Perik Yud Bet Halacha Zayin quotes this Gemara and he elaborates on it, a little halacha and a little bit of hashkafa as well. It's amazing Rambam. He writes the following. He writes that avon zeh afa bishein bomita beitin ayi kal beinecha. So this kares, which of course is serious punishment from Hashem, but there's no mises based in Eli yesh bo hefseit she'ein b'chol ha'arayot. There's a hefseit here, there's a loss in this avera that you don't have in any other of the Arayot. So all the other prohibited relationships, you might have misa, death from beitin. Here we don't have such a thing. Shaben min ha'erva benohu. Let's say chas v'shalom, a person goes ahead and marries someone who's prohibited, and they have a child together. So he might be chayav misa, but his child is his child. Halachically, it's a Jewish child and it's his child. The Kol Davav Klal Yisrael Nechshav. He's part of the Jewish nation. A person who's with an Arayot, chas v'shalom, a person marries an aunt, another relative, a sister, chas v'shalom, and they have a child. So at least it's his child, even though they're involved in a horrible aveirah. But over here, mamzer, and the child could be a mamzer, but it's still his child. There's a lot of relation with the child as much as it's a disaster as it is. However, haben min hakutit eino beno. Ki asirat bincha et me'achrei masiratom liot achrei Hashem. And he quotes our pasuk, our Gemara, that the child is not your child. So the Rambam introduces something fascinating here. You have the technical mita punishment of the Beit Din, and then you have the results of the Avera itself. And the Rambam is making a chiluk over here, that even if you say that in this specific case, the punishment may not be as severe as in other cases of Arayot, in terms of what the Beit Din does, still you have to understand the results are a disaster. It's not your child in any way whatsoever. It's a Gentile child. It's not part of the Jewish nation. So the Rambam introduces the concept of separating between the technical onesh of Beit Din and just the natural results of the onesh. And therefore he goes on, and the Shulchan Aruch quotes this as well by saying that the quotes the Rambam word for word and talks about what a disaster this is. Of course, chas v'shalom, this should ever take place. Hopefully it's only a theoretical discussion. Shalom.